So, I'm back. So today we will be doing a story time. Someone commented saying that they wanted to hear about the relationship story that I was talking about in my previous video. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. So there's this guy. I'm not going to I was previously dating him, but I'm not going to give names or anything. So there's this guy at school. We've been in school 3 months now. At the time, it was only a week that we were in school, and I was looking at this guy, and I told my best friend, I was like, oh, he's cute. And she, of course, she happens to know him, so she says his name. We're gonna name him Jack, for the video's sake. So she looks over and she's like, oh, Jack. And he looks up, and I quickly look away, hoping that he doesn't notice that I was looking at him. And he says hi back. Yeah, and he's just goes back to what he was doing, which was eating lunch and talking to his friends. So skip ahead. He follows my friend on Instagram. She follows him back. So me liking him, I go through her Instagram followers to try to find his account. I know, it's a little creepy of me to do that, honestly, but I did it anyways, because, I liked him. Piece of hair in my mouth. It's disgusting. But I found it, and I followed him, and a little while later, he followed me back. And, later on that day, I was thinking, how am I going to get this guy to talk to me? So I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie, and I think, okay, Instagram, that's where I found his account, so I can talk to him. That is where I'm going to, get his attention. So I put this thing up on my story, hey, I'm bored, someone text me. And I put it on my story, yeah, and I also only send it to him so that he sees it. And then maybe 30 minutes later, he sees it, he opens it, and he texts me, and we just start talking, getting to know each other. And so we're getting to know each other, and a couple days go by of talking to him, and then I tell my best friend, I'm talking to this guy that you know, and I like him, but at this point I haven't told him that I like guys. And then later that day he asks me oh, are you gay? And I'm yeah. So I honestly wasn't sure if he was or not. But we keep talking, and later that night there was also a football game at our school, and I was going with some friends. So I was also texting him still, and I was okay, I'm going to this game later, do you want to come? And he said, yeah, sure. So he came, he showed up. We watched the game with my friends. Then, we got bored during the game, and we just decided to play Truth or Dare. And my best friend, asked him Truth or Dare, and he picked Truth. And she says, is it true that you like someone? And he goes, yeah, I like someone. And me, in my head, I'm thinking, oh my god, he likes someone else. So, I was pretty sad when he said that, because I'm not thinking that he's talking about me. And then the next day, my friend tells me, oh, I've been hiding something from you. And I'm what is that? And she's Jack has to tell you. And I'm why can't you just tell me? You just told me that you've been hiding something from me. And she's like, no, Jack has to tell you, like, he's the one that told me this, and he has to tell you. And at this point, like, I had already told him how I felt, but I guess, like, he wasn't fully awake when I texted him this stuff, because it was pretty late, so he was probably, like, half asleep and didn't remember really anything that we talked about. So she tells me, she's like, he'll tell you later. And so, like, I texted him, I was like, when I told you how I felt, that was pretty hard for me, because I'm not very good with telling people how I feel about them, especially when it comes to, like, liking someone. And he tells me, yeah, I'm the same way, please forgive me, but I also have feelings for you. And I got so excited when he said that. I was so happy. Like, I could not stop smiling. It was probably the happiest I've ever been. And I text him back, I'm like the feelings that I have for you. And he tells me, yeah, like, I like you. Like, I like your personality, and, like, once I started getting to know you, like, I liked you even more. So we decide to go on a date and, like, you know, still get to know each other more. So we go to the movies, like, we hang out. He holds my hand during the movie, which was nice. Like, I was happy. It was fun. I had a good time with him. And then later on, like, we start, you know, he calls me his boyfriend. Like, I'm his boyfriend, he's my boyfriend. And, like, we would talk on the phone every night. Every night. Every morning during the weekend. Almost all day on the phone. And it was great. It was amazing. He was really sweet, really kind. He still is a great person. We don't really talk anymore, which is kind of sad for me, but I mean, that's kind of what happens with breakups. And so back to where we are in the story. So we go on a couple dates, like, I'm his boyfriend. We haven't kissed at this point yet. Like, I haven't had my first kiss. And then one day, like, we're just sitting there, and, like, I want to kiss him, and he wants to kiss me, so, like, he kisses me. And, like, if any of you want a first kiss video, like, that'll be in another video. I won't, like, go into detail in here, so, yeah. But he kissed me, and that was nice. It was a good kiss. Honestly, like, when I thought of my first kiss before it happened, I was like, okay, this is going to be weird and awkward. It was pretty good. It was nice, like I said, and I was happy. I honestly, like, we were both happy. And then at school, a lot of the teachers got dropped. So he also got a schedule change, and, like, he was also on a team at school for sports. And that also took up a lot of his time. So I didn't get to see him at school anymore. I didn't get to see him after school. I didn't, like, really get to talk to him very much. He wasn't really around for me or anything. And to be honest, that kind of hurt that he wasn't around anymore. Like, I missed him. And I remember I was on the phone with my best friend one night, actually last month, and I asked her, I was like, do you think that me and Jack are gonna last? And she was like, I was like, I don't need you to answer me as my best friend right now. I just need you to, like, answer me honestly. Like, what do you think? And she said, no. And I told her, honestly, at this point, we're not really getting to talk anymore, and we're not seeing each other. So at this point, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, this isn't gonna work. Someone is gonna wind up breaking up with someone. And me jinxing myself by saying that, I hang up on her, and less than a minute later, he texts me breaking up with me. Like, he called me, he texted me, like, he told me what was going on, how, like, I'm better off without him. He said that, like, I deserve better. And, like, I told him, I was like, no, like, I want to be with you. But he says that I deserve better. But yeah, I mean, we stopped talking. We don't talk anymore. If he happens to see me in the hall, he doesn't really approach me. Unless, like, I'm with my best friend. He approaches my best friend and just says hi to me, I guess. And to be honest, I do miss him. I'm not gonna lie. He was my first boyfriend, my first kiss. I miss him. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens with breakups. You fall out of it. Like, you just split up. You go your separate ways. And, like, honestly, like, I try talking to him, but honestly, I don't think he wants to talk to me anymore. I don't know. But yeah, that's my story. Yeah. Sorry, I keep saying yeah a lot. But I hope you guys liked it. I guess I'll see you guys later.